Here is the 3-month update of the worm bin I bought on Amazon. And I'm doing this update because I need some big red worms. Now let's crack this thing open and show you what the worms look like. Now I'm going to be truthful with you guys about this project. The first thing is, it's back here by my bait tank because up at the house, this was attracting rats, and that's not a good thing. The rats around here really wanted the food that's inside this container. And thankfully they haven't chewed through it at all, so they haven't been able to get at any of the food that's on the inside. Now another thing you're about to see, this attracts a lot of bugs too. Ew, I just got gross water on me. Now I've made it to multiple layers now, so I'm going to take this layer by layer. This is a new layer, this top one. Everything's molding up and has flies on it. Yummy. The second layer is getting all nice and mushy. I could probably put everything from that top layer into this one. And it does smell really bad. It doesn't smell on the outside, but taking this apart, yeah, this all smells. And this layer is even more moist, and the worms have been working on it. You can see it's already turning black. And then the bottom original layer, worms. Look at that, some nice worms. And this thing is full of water on the bottom. That worm tea I could probably catch and put in the garden, and I'm just going to drain it right here. Actually no, I'm going to catch some of it for the garden. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to use the little cup supplied by the company that sent this from Amazon, and get me some nice worm tea. I got a bigger container. There's probably quite a bit in here. I'm thinking rain might have gotten into here, maybe. I don't know. There is an awning above it, but it's not quite completely out of the elements. This excessive water is not good for the worms either. Alright, I got quite a bit of worm tea here to put on the garden, so I'm going to set this aside. Now I'm going to try to catch some worms, and I want to show you the difference between worms that you grow yourself and the ones you get at the store. Basically, I'm going to put these new ones into the worm bin and then take some of the bigger old ones out of the worm bin to fish with. I do want to check the bottom. No worms here, good. I think I'm going to get one of the other tools they gave me so I don't have to touch this grossness. Now this little digging tool came with this Amazon worm bin kit. So I can use this to dig around. And you can see these guys are enormous. Huge big reds. Now let's compare them to what's in here. Store-bought big reds and ones that you put into a worm bin and leave for a couple of months. These are easy to fish with, and these are a little bit difficult to fish with. I'm going to gather them in my little cup here. Now, I'm quite sure some of these are in the upper layers too, and I'm not going to go through those looking for them. And because these are big reds, or in other words, European night crawlers, they compost a lot slower than, say, red wigglers. But red wigglers you can't really fish with because they are way too small. So if you want to actually compost fast, use red wigglers. If you're a fisherman like me and just want to grow out your big reds, then use big reds. It will just compost slower. Now aerating it like this may help with the composting as well. So being a fisherman is a good thing for the worm bin. Now I'm going to put it back together. I think I've got enough to fish with. Now what I'm going to do with the new worms, I'm going to put them in this layer. with the dirt and everything. They will crawl down into it and maybe even all the way down to the lower layer. Got an escapee right here. Now, not all store-bought are too small to fish with. Some of these are big enough, but the vast majority are pretty small. Worms in here. There you go. 3-month review of my Amazon purchased worm bin. Now, if you want an Amazon associate link for this worm bin, where I might get a commission if you buy one or buy anything else on Amazon through that link, just leave a comment below and I'll give you that link. Now, I do think this was an okay purchase. It's actually a lot cheaper to use like a big tote. Just put a bunch of stuff in a tote, put the worms in it, and let it go. And when it comes to big red worms, they are the easiest to keep. I've had them survive 100-degree weather, and I've had red worms survive freezing weather. Very, very hardy worm. Canadian night crawlers really need cold ground and to be put in the fridge. And you can't breed them. And here, they lay eggs, or have future generations in this worm bin. You can't do that with Canadian night crawlers. And you get other benefits like the worm tea to put on plants, and the actual dirt that's created out of this is really good for growing anything. It just takes time for the soil to be created. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and take my big reds and go to a pond and see if I can catch some channel catfish and some trout. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and may have learned something new. And if you like me doing these updates of my worm bin, please, please, please smash that thumbs up to show YouTube that my worm bin videos are worth watching. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.